serious and organized crime, natural disasters, but also cybercrimes, such as hacking and identity theft, are very concrete societal challenges that can trigger profound feelings of insecurity in the population. Properly addressing such challenges is crucial for immediate damage control, but also to sustain trust in the effectiveness of private and public governance. Regardless of the economic climate, citizens consistently rank safety as a primary concern. The legitimacy of a government is to an important extent based on its ability to provide safety. The trust in safe and fair institutions lies at the basis of sustainable economic development. Public safety has far-reaching implications for the economic and social environment, and questions of safety and security affect our daily lives. Safety from a business perspective does not only affect physical safety, but actually affects the whole company. Business operations need to happen with a minimum of disturbances to be profitable. Theft, sabotage, or cyber attacks mean direct losses for the company. Safety questions can also affect the business model. Counterfeit products, thus unauthorized replicas of the real products, are, for example, a big problem in the luxury market. A lot of changes in the environment contributed to the fact that challenges around safety and security can not only be handled locally anymore. Also, it became clear that questions of safety and security are not only the responsibility of public organizations. The global economy means high international economic interconnectedness and a steady and fast stream of people and goods across regional and national borders 24/7. Companies are increasingly expected to accept responsibility for social, environmental, and economic problems and to co-create innovative solutions with other private and public players. Examples of such partnerships can be observed in customs and the harbor of Rotterdam or the Schiphol airport, but also in the banking and insurance sectors. Technological developments have led to an exponential growth of information and communication across the globe, which allow for entrepreneurial innovations. Yet, all these developments also mean new forms of risks for safety and security for the public and business. This is a challenge that can only be solved in cooperation with many different stakeholders. Let's take the example of illicit trade. Thus, the production, import, export, purchase, sale, or possession of goods which fail to comply with legislation. Illicit trade would not exist if consumers did not buy illegally traded cigarettes, wildlife, or cultural heritage products, or exploit victims of forced human trafficking in the form of prostitution and modern slavery. Profits of illicit trade account for $870 billion a year and 1.5% of global GDP. Half of these profits are laundered through the global financial system, thus the legitimate economy. These enormous capital flows outside the legitimate economy result in the loss of private and public revenues and undermine public safety and security. In order to solve the challenge of illicit trade, which finances dangerous networks of organized crime and terrorism, companies and public organizations have to collaborate. There are also many counterfeit products, which can be very dangerous to consumers. The counterfeit medicine industry has a direct negative impact on health and contributes to global microbial resistance because patients do not get the appropriate treatment. Furthermore, the global narcotics trade is the largest black market in the world, which is typically accompanied by tremendous criminal violence that endangers social communities. Banks and other companies are increasingly taking measures themselves to detect money laundering activities or other signs of illicit trade. And in many countries, police organizations are exploring how they can cooperate with the private sector. Public safety plays also an important role in the public sector. Organizations such as ministries, municipalities, and law enforcement agencies are large institutions, which classify as relevant research objects for management scholars. For example, the Dutch police with 65,000 employees and the German police with 280,000 employees are the biggest employers in their countries. This implies that police leaders, but also leaders in municipalities and ministries, are actually top managers with high societal and economic impact. In the private sector, safety and security products and services represent a growing market, which is of high interest to major technology companies. The safety and security market covers technologies and services across a large diversity of sectors, varying from smart cities and public event security to mass transportation and critical infrastructure protection, to immigration enforcement and intelligence services. In the last couple of years, the European public safety market has climbed over the peak that was already achieved after 9/11 and is expected to continue growing at a very high rate. Yet, the most sustainable solutions come from smart collaborations on both sides, the public and the private sector. It is important that future managers and leaders in organizations understand the relevance and complexity of the topic of safety and security. I believe that much more of our gifted and highly motivated business students should consider a career in the public sector. I want to encourage you to use your talent, knowledge and skills to develop tools to mitigate human suffering in the future and to safeguard peace and justice for everyone.